Welcome to Tuesday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and coming to you from a little bit of a chilly Fort Lauderdale, which can only mean one thing: snowbirds arriving from Jersey, New York, and also up in the great 51st state. So welcome, snowbirds. Anyway, folks, I have a primary live trade brief this morning at 10 a.m. A lot to talk about. We had a very, very good weekly options live trade brief yesterday with a little bit of a strategic shift, folks, as the market just climbs to new high here on low volume, low volatility, and a whole slew of potential events from the failure of tax reform, a new Fed chairman, chairwoman, all sorts of stuff. Obviously in North Korea, 3 carrier strike groups over in the Pacific, which it looks like the Battle of Midway. It's time to shift our strategy to listen to a George Bush-ism. Very, very good. Folks, we're going to take a look at, so yesterday we talked about taking a look at staying in 5 lanes here, folks. A tech, a financial, a defense stock, Trump ain't Barack Obama, also an energy and an emerging market. So make sure you watch yesterday's replay. A couple things you're not going to see on the liberal media, especially yesterday, folks, as they were frothing at the mouth at Paul Manafort. The guy... he did nothing on the Trump campaign that was illegal. This was years before he was Trump's campaign manager. He's part of the swamp, folks. The only thing Trump's guilty of is hiring a swamp dude to run his campaign part of the time, and then he booted him, and some other guy, folks. This is what Mueller has. Mueller, who ran the FBI during Uranium Run and all these other things that we should be investigating, is investigating. It makes no sense. That dude should be either fired or he should step down. This swamp issue, folks, is also going to make the market a little nervous here. But look at the headline yesterday, folks. I knew about this. I had lunch last week with some former operators. Well, I'm not going to say they're former operators because they're current operators, former SEALs and Army Green Berets down here in Fort Lauderdale. But U.S. Special Forces capture militant who was instrumental in 2012 Benghazi attack. Now, if Barack Obama was president, folks, he would have been in the East Room. I did this, or I ordered this. It takes courage to do this. You didn't hear a word. You didn't hear a word either out of the liberal media or the president. This is what our men and women do on the tip of the spear. They operate professionally, and God forbid something happens like the horrific attack in Niger. We investigate it. But did you see yesterday as well who the FBI or somebody ruled their death a homicide? Here we go, folks. Get the politics out of the military, for Christ's sake. But anyway, nice job to our folks on the tip of the spear. This is another thing before I get into the meat of my SITREP today. Up in the RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada, this dude bought a bunch of gold bars, which you hear a lot of advice. You see advertisements on CNBC and Fox Business for, hey, get physical gold. His was fake. If there's one fake gold bar, there's a lot. A counterfeiter doesn't make one $50 bill, folks. So could you imagine? This happened in 2012 as well. In the summer of 2012, it was like a 10-ounce tungsten-filled gold bar in Manhattan's jewelry district, which sent ripples throughout the physical gold industry. So you think owning paper gold is safe? How about the physical stuff when you find out it ain't real? This thing was sealed. It had the RBC Mint stamp on it, all that stuff, and it's fake. So the Canadians are starting to scramble. If you got physical gold, folks, imagine that. And it's bad enough that a lot of people in the United States don't even believe that we have gold in Fort Knox. You're not allowed to go in there, folks. Even like a handful of politicians are only allowed in there, and they sign all these agreements and NDAs. Wonder if there's gold in Fort Knox. But anyway, house panel, folks. One of the reasons the market was choppy yesterday and a little felt toppish, a 5-year phased-in tax plan. Are you people high? Donald Trump came into this and said, I want to make it retroactive to January 1st, meaning we'd get money. We'd get some of our, not their, our money back. In case you forgot, folks, the government doesn't make a dollar. Well, I got that wrong. The Fed can. They can print money at the back of their Lincoln Town cars, right? I'm talking about the federal government, folks. They are a referee of money. You know what they do? They take it from a guy like me and give it to other people or other things. So they're kind of a referee. So we need more of our money back, folks, and we could cut a hell of a lot of spending from this government. And you're going to tell me it's going to be phased in over 5 years? Market didn't like that, and we pull back. But you know, here, the October surprise that Wiz was talking about, unless it happens today, it didn't happen. Why the Dow Jones Industrial Average is crushing the S&P 500 in October. Remember, folks, the rally's a little bit narrow. Okay, last week we saw the Dow up 200 points, and it was on Caterpillar, 3M, and like McDonald's, and the S&P was up too. So keep in mind, folks, this isn't a super market broad-based rally. It's a little spotty. Okay. What else is going on here? So yeah, stocks, bonds, yields tumble on disappointing gradual tax cut headlines. And a lot of people asked yesterday, hey, Wiz, what is going on here? Why do these markets keep going up? There's a couple reasons. Everybody can't stop buying. It's called BTFD, folks, buying the effing dip. Every one of these pullbacks year to date has been political. The Comey memo, the Donald Trump Jr., some fire and fury. Cohn and Mnuchin are racist if they stay in the cabinet. Everybody bought that dip, folks. We really haven't seen a pullback that is based on what? Disappointing earnings, a super horrific macro event or geopolitical event. Obviously, North Korea. North Korea shot bottle rockets over an ally, over a sovereign country, Japan, and we did nothing. There was actually, news footage of Japanese citizens running into air raid shelters, folks. You didn't see it on our media. They were too busy talking about Trump and Russia collusion. So, folks, just because we're not talking about something doesn't mean it's not happening. I told you there's 3 CSGs, 3 carrier strike groups in the Pacific. It really does look like a Charlton Heston in the Battle of Midway type of movie here, folks. And that can happen in a blink of an eye. I know 2 or 3 of the guys. I know 2 skippers of carriers there and 1 commander of an air wing. Those dudes are idiots, man. No, I'm kidding. I mean, if I know them, I've seen those guys drink, man. But now they're all grown up, and I got my newest Hook magazine around here somewhere, and it's funny to see these guys. V8, one of the Blue Angels. I think he's the skipper of the Abraham Lincoln or something like that. I'm like, I know that dude. So one of those things can pop up, folks, as breaking news, and before you get back from your Starbucks run, we're down 1,000 points. So the October surprise I talked about didn't happen, but I also talked about if it didn't happen, I'd be pretty damn happy. The next thing we got to worry about, folks, is tax reform. People are saying we'll get it done before December. I'm a seller of that. We also have the debt ceiling fight towards the end of the year. We have a new Fed chairman potentially announced this year, and he or she is most likely going to raise interest rates by the end of the year. So a lot going on. I haven't seen this many events going on in a long, long time. Very, very busy, and that's why we're starting to see these. And that's why I kind of shifted my strategic mindset from, for example, just throwing darts and trading weekly options in a handful of names to maybe just trading volatility, maybe trading short-term trading in VXX or SDS, maybe these back and forth dips. I think we're going to melt up short of a shooting war with North Korea, but we're going to have these violent pullbacks and violent recoveries. And the way that I trade those is with double verticals, and I covered those in our full throttle training last week. Okay, so guys, I got to run. We have a 10 a.m. primary live trade brief. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back with tomorrow's Wednesday market sit rep. We'll see you.